Hey guys, this is Wyatt. I'm making this video for JTheGuitarPlayer. Well, and a few other people. People have been asking me, what are some good guitars to get, but, the normal complaint is, most of the nice guitars that people want to get are stupid expensive. And honestly, I think it's absolutely ridiculous to spend that much fucking money on a guitar unless you're, well, actually, ever. Unless you're endorsed and getting them getting the nice ones for free or on a discount. I mean, spending $10,000, $8,000, $6,000 on a fucking guitar is just retarded to me. But anyway, there's plenty of guitars out there that will stand up just as well as any of those other guitars, that will play just as well and sound just as good for a third of the fucking price, an eighth of the price. These ESP, LTD, the only difference between ESP and LTD, ESP are custom shop guitars, LTD are the mass-produced guitars, and the only difference with that is that on the ESP ones, you can customize what colors and different things, like, okay, I want a totally different color, I want my own color. You can customize all your own shit. With these LTD models, they come as is with whatever parameters they set for it. That's why they're able to sell them for, half the price. It's EC1000. Amazing guitar. I think it's awesome. It feels a little different than a normal Les Paul because it's 24 frets. So everything, the bridge and everything is kind of shifted forward to compensate for the scale. But they have a newer ESP EC1000T, which is basically an EC1000 traditional. And it's more set up like a, I would say a Gibson Les Paul Custom. It's got binding on the front and the back. It doesn't have this belly cut here. The body's thicker, like a Les Paul. It's 22 frets, so everything's shifted back again like a normal Les Paul. And honestly, they play amazing. Extra jumbo frets. 2 volumes, 1 tone. I wouldn't even necessarily need the tone. 2 pneumatic bridge, locking tuners, all that shit. And I bought this for $900 because I got it new. But you can find them on eBay for $400, $500, $600 in that price range. And I mean, that's a smoking deal. And that goes along with a lot of the LTD made guitars, like if you like more of the super strat style. And Jay, I know you were talking about what would be preferable Floyd Rose. Honestly, that's really up to you. If you're going to be doing any dropping or squealing or doing weird stuff with a trem bar, if you don't use the trem bar, then there's really not a whole lot of a point to it. But the thing is, if you know how to work with a Floyd Rose guitar, like a Floyd Rose bridge, they never go out of tune. I mean, you can beat the shit out of them. I had a guitar that I played an entire show with, and normally I'll switch out my guitars throughout the show, and played my Jackson guitar, played the entire show with it, and it was in tune the entire time. I never even had to tune it. Like, I think one time my G string went out of tune, and but you have your little fine tuners right here, and just click, and it's good to go. That's the good thing about them. The downside to those, changing strings, is kind of a bitch. Once you get used to it, it's really not. I mean, once you learn to, put a buffer in between underneath the bridge so it doesn't clamp itself down when you're taking the strings off and stuff. Once you learn how to do all that kind of shit, and then set up the springs in the back of the guitar, the tension in the springs in the back, how many springs you want, how hard you want it to, you know, dive or whatever. Learn all that kind of stuff. They're really not that difficult to work with, and they stay in tune like nobody's business. Normally, I just like these Tune-o-matic, you know, stop tailpiece bridges. I like string through too, but with the Tune-o-matic bridge. Yeah, these EC1000s come with the Graphtec nut, and the Tune-o-matic bridges come with EMGs, and this is another thing you were asking me about, pickups. Okay, this is a touchier subject because, like, this is honestly just a point of taste. Whatever sound you're going for. You said you want, you know, that treble bite, but not, you know, atrociously cutting. You said the Duncan Custom. There's a few comparisons online, and you might want to. If I could find the links to them, I'll try to put them on the video. But I honestly like for passive pickups, because I'm more of an active pickup kind of guy. But for passive pickups, my favorite pickup would probably be the Seymour Duncan Invader. They just have a good bite, a good treble response, a good mid-range, and the bass response is nice and tight, articulate. I like that. That's one reason I play with active pickups, because these cut really well, and the bass response when you're palm muting is very tight and to the point. Like, you get a lot of punch with these. And the cool thing about the newer active pickups, like the Seymour Duncan Blackouts or the EMG 5766 combo, they sound a little bit more passive authentic, with the upsides of the active pickup. You know, the bite and the punch, the clarity, the low noise. Like, that's the best part about an active pickup, is the low noise. Like, it's I don't know, I've always been an active pickup kind of guy. It's just what I have played with. I usually have gone with the 8160. That's my favorite, but I think honestly now I'm gonna start getting the 5766 combo, because those are honestly the shit. Like, they sound a little bit more rounded as opposed to these, you know what I mean? These kind of have this, I mean, active pickups have a sound of their own. That was what they were known for. They just kind of have this weird cut to them. With the newer ones, they have that sort of best of both worlds aspect to them. They have kind of that warmer, passive tone with the cut and the clarity and punch of the active pickup. So give those a check out. The Seymour Duncan Blackouts are awesome too. Awesome pickups. I'm actually thinking about getting some of those too. Maybe switching out some of my guitars with them, but I don't know. That's it. Like I said, that's another one. It's kind of a taste thing. I'm not big on DiMarzio pickups. Never have been. I'm either Seymour Duncan or EMG, and I'm mostly EMG. So, obviously, the classic setup would be, you know, Seymour Duncan JB and a Jazz. That was what came in my Fernandez guitar. That's another guitar you should check out. Awesome guitars. Fernandez Ravel and Fernandez Monterey. The Fernandez Monterey is my white guitar that you guys have seen me play in my videos and stuff. But that's the original version. I got that guitar when Fernandez was kind of first, you know, coming to be. That was before they released the Sustainer and all that kind of shit. And I love that guitar. Love it, love it, love it. And but now they're made with just kind of like this, just 2 volumes and 1 tone. And the Elite Fernandez Monterey Elites come with a sustainer in them. And the sustainer is basically, if you don't know, it's basically an ebow where you can hold a note and it will sustain forever. But it also has a function where you can turn it and it will octave up. So you're basically hitting harmonics and holding constant harmonics. It's really fun. Like, if you ever play with it, you'd crave it. Like, I want to get a guitar with a sustainer really bad. But they're a little spendy, so. And rightfully so. I mean, there's only 2 guitar makers that really make them. And it's Schecter and Fernandez. Schecter is also another, and this is the most underrated guitar manufacturer on the planet. I don't give a fuck what anyone says. Schecter is the most underrated, people. Those guys churn out some fucking amazing, amazing guitars. Like, my favorite guitar that I have is my Schecter guitar. And they have so many different options, so many different styles of guitars. They have the whole sustainer option too. Theirs is called the Sustainiac pickup, Sustainiac, instead of just the sustainer. Yeah, and their guitars are priced, like, when you see all the shit, like, you touch one of these guitars and you pick it up and you're like, oh my god, this plays fucking awesome. Oh man, this guitar looks amazing. Oh my god, it sounds so good. How much is this? You would think that it would be a lot more than it is, but they're priced amazing. I don't know how they're able to do that, but it's just those guitars are the shit. I'm not even gonna lie. So check out some Schecter guitars too, because I know, Jay, you said you don't like most of the, you know, normal metal guitars like Ibanez and Jackson, and there are good things in almost every brand, except for BC Rich. I'm not a huge BC Rich fan. They kind of all suck, but there are some good guitars in Ibanez, but they cost a lot if you want anything worth a shit. And then Jackson, you got to kind of get into those. I mean, it sounds like you're really not into the really thin necks, which I'm not either. I kind of like, you know, a little bit more to hold on to. But, I mean, there's good in every brand somewhere. I wouldn't say every brand, but, you know, whatever. But it's all a taste thing anyway. I mean, all of this is all relative to what you like and how you play and what style of music you play, really, and your techniques and how it feels to you. So, if you have any more questions, let me know. I'll do my best to get back at you. Thanks for watching. Thanks for the questions, too. I mean, I like to talk about this kind of shit. This is what I wanted to do in the first place. I know Scott keeps talking about me because he's fucking obsessed. And so are his fans. Hi guys. I love you. All my haters, they're my favorite. You guys keep me going. You make me wake up every day. You complete me. But yeah, I mean, I like to talk. I like to have guitar talk like this. This is fun. Like, I like to, you know, show different people different things that, you know, normally people wouldn't do. So, talk to you later.